Section 1. Contracts. The building blocks of agreements. Contracts are fundamental to our daily interactions and business dealings. Written by Oprah Winfrey, from The Oprah Winfrey Show, a name synonymous with trust and integrity. Hello everyone. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of contracts. These legal agreements are more than just paperwork. They are the foundation of trust in our society. Contracts are everywhere in our lives. They're like the invisible threads that hold society together, ensuring that promises are kept and expectations are met. From buying a cup of coffee to signing a multi-million-dollar deal, contracts are the backbone of trust and agreement. They formalize our commitments and provide a clear framework for our interactions. Think about it. When you order food online, you're entering into a contract with the restaurant. This simple act involves mutual promises and expectations. You promise to pay, and they promise to deliver your favorite pizza. It's a two-way street, a mutual agreement that benefits both parties. Understanding contracts is crucial, whether you're a business owner, a consumer, or just navigating everyday life. They help us manage our relationships and transactions effectively. Knowing your rights and obligations can save you from headaches, disputes, and even legal trouble down the line. It's about being informed and prepared. So, let's unravel the different types of contracts and shed some light on how they work. From simple agreements to complex legal documents, understanding them can empower you in many aspects of life. Section 2. Valid contracts. When promises are ironclad. A valid contract is like a recipe with all the right ingredients. Just as a chef needs the right components to create a delicious dish, a contract needs specific elements to be legally binding. It's legally binding, which means both parties have to keep their promises. If either side fails to do so, there can be legal consequences. Here's what makes a contract valid. These are the essential ingredients that ensure the agreement is enforceable. Offer and acceptance. One party offers something and the other party accepts it. This mutual agreement is the foundation of any contract. Think of buying a car. You offer a price and the seller accepts. This exchange forms the basis of the contract. Consideration. Both sides must give something of value in return. This exchange of value is crucial for the contract's validity. This could be money, goods, services, or even a promise not to do something. The consideration must be something of value to both parties. Capacity to contract. Both parties must be legally capable of entering into a contract. This means they must understand the terms and implications. This means they're of legal age and sound mind. They must be able to comprehend what they are agreeing to. Free consent. No one can be forced or tricked into signing a contract. Consent must be given freely and willingly. It has to be a genuine agreement. Both parties should be on the same page and agree to the terms without any pressure. Lawful object. The purpose of the contract can't be illegal or against public policy. The contract must be for a legal and ethical purpose. When all these elements are present, you have yourself a rock-solid agreement. This ensures that the contract is enforceable and both parties are protected. Section 3. Void contracts. As if they never existed. Imagine signing a contract and then poof, it vanishes into thin air. That's what happens with a void contract. It's not legally enforceable from the get-go. Here's why a contract might be void. One of the essential elements is missing. Remember our recipe analogy? If you're missing a key ingredient, the cake won't rise. Same goes for contracts. The agreement is impossible to perform. Imagine agreeing to buy a unicorn. That's impossible, right? Contracts for impossible acts are void. The agreement is uncertain or ambiguous. If the terms are unclear or open to multiple interpretations, it could render the contract void. It's like trying to build a house on sand. The foundation is shaky and the whole thing falls apart. So, always ensure your contracts are clear, possible, and complete. Otherwise, they might just disappear as if they never existed. A well-drafted contract is like a solid foundation for a house. It ensures everything stands firm and clear. So, next time you draft or sign a contract, remember these key points to avoid any surprises. Section 4. Voidable contracts. One party has the power to cancel. A voidable contract is like a contract with an escape hatch. One party has the option to back out of the deal without any penalty. Here are some situations where a contract might be voidable: coercion, undue influence, or fraud. If someone was forced, pressured, or tricked into signing, they can choose to void the contract. Misrepresentation. If one party makes a false statement that influences the other's decision to enter the contract, it can be voided. One party is a minor. Contracts with minors are generally voidable at the minor's discretion. It's like having a get-out-of-jail-free card. One party has the power to walk away. Section 5. Illegal contracts. Against the law and unenforceable. This one's pretty straightforward. Illegal contracts are agreements that involve illegal activities or go against public policy. Here are some examples. Any agreement involving illegal substances or actions is null and void. Agreements that stifle competition or create monopolies are generally illegal. This is a broad category, but it includes agreements that are harmful to society or go against basic morals. Think of it like trying to enforce a contract to rob a bank. The court will simply throw it out. Section 6. Unenforceable contracts. Technicalities matter. Unenforceable contracts are like promises written in disappearing ink. They might seem valid at first glance, but there's a legal snag that prevents them from being enforced. Here are some common reasons. Some contracts, like those involving real estate, must be in writing to be enforceable. There's a time limit for taking legal action on a breach of contract. One party may have been mentally incapable of understanding the agreement. It's like having a winning lottery ticket that's expired. Technically you won, but you can't claim the prize. Section 7. Express contracts. Saying what you mean. Express contracts are pretty simple. They're agreements where the terms are clearly stated, either verbally or in writing. Think of it like this. Written contracts, such as leases, employment agreements, and loan documents, are all examples of express contracts. Verbal agreements, like agreeing to mow your neighbor's lawn for a fee, are also express contracts, even though they're not written down. The key here is clarity. Both parties know exactly what they're getting into. Section 8. Implied contracts. Actions speak louder than words. Implied contracts are like secret handshakes. They're created by the actions and conduct of the parties, even without a written or spoken agreement. Let's look at some examples. Going to the doctor. You implicitly agree to pay for the doctor's services, even though you don't sign a contract every time you visit. Hailing a taxi. By getting in the cab, you're implying that you'll pay for the ride to your destination. Ordering food at a restaurant. When the waiter brings your food, you're expected to pay, even though you didn't sign anything. The law recognizes these unspoken agreements based on the parties' behavior. Section 9. Executing and executory contracts. From start to finish. Think of contracts like a journey. Executed and executory contracts simply refer to different stages of that journey. An executed contract is one where both parties have fulfilled their obligations. The deal is done. Think of it like reaching your destination. An executory contract, on the other hand, is one where one or both parties still have something to do. The journey is still in progress. For example, let's say you hire a contractor to remodel your kitchen. The contract is executory while the work is being done. Once the renovation is complete and you've paid the contractor in full, the contract becomes executed. Section 10. Contracts in our lives. The importance of understanding. As we've seen, contracts are the invisible threads that weave through our daily lives. They govern our interactions, protect our rights, and provide a framework for trust and agreement. Understanding the different types of contracts is essential for everyone. Businesses. Knowing contract law helps businesses negotiate fair deals, avoid disputes, and protect their interests. Consumers. Understanding your rights as a consumer can save you from unfair terms, scams, and legal headaches. Individuals. Contracts are everywhere in our personal lives, from rental agreements to employment contracts to online transactions. By understanding the basics of contract law, we can all navigate the world with more confidence and security. Remember, knowledge is power,